Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Blake's Breakfast Club. We're really starting to get into things now. I think we're on week 7, so things are going over very well, and hopefully you've hung with me this long and you're enjoying it, finding it informative, finding it funny, finding it a good way to start off your day. So, welcome, my friends. We're going to go ahead and get right into things here so that way we don't waste too much of your morning. Of course, then again, you can always just turn it off if you want to, but so I can go as long as I want to, I guess, and then you can just decide when you want to bail. But we're going to go ahead and get started with our recap. First of all, a recap of this week. It was a long start to the week for me. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I was at the Big Easy in New Orleans covering Sun Belt Media Days. So they're like, you know what, Blake, easy day for you. Just go to New Orleans, work a 12-hour day, stay in the hotel with no hot water, and you know what, that's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. There was no hot water in the particular hotel. But I'm not going to say any names, but if you take a 3 times it by 2, then and add a motel in front of it, that's what you got. So, hey, you know what? You're not going to hate the hotel unless you're a math whiz. And judging by what I experienced there, nobody there is a math whiz. They'll still be sitting there going, well, not talking about us. 3 times 2, that's 4. Okay. I was talking about the people that worked at the hotel, by the way, not you. Not you. I love you. Okay. Let's go ahead and get started. The recap. Anyway, the Sun Belt Media Days was on Monday. So it wasn't really media days, it was a media day. But it was a long day there, but we got to hear a lot of stuff. Got to meet with all the coaches. We have sound from every coach in the Sun Belt Conference. You've been hearing from them all week long. There'll be more coming up this weekend. And let me tell you something. For the Sun Belt, really stepped up their game and were very, very, very good host in New Orleans. You know what? They want to be a bigger conference. They're going in the right direction, just my opinion. That was on Monday. Of course, we've had zone tourneys have started for Senior Legion, and then state tourneys have started for Junior Legion. So let's go ahead and get into what's going on this weekend. Going on Saturday, probably be talking to Brian Boyer at some point this weekend, hopefully, maybe one of his assistants, about the Red Wolves Experience Camp. It's for girls, 7th and 8th graders. I think registration's already there for that. It's not open for registration, but we'll be getting you some coverage on that either Saturday or Sunday. Also going on, the Beast of the East. It's the annual 7-on-7 tournament in Hoxie. Some really good schools here. Listen to these schools. Pardon me while I read. The Jonesboro JV, the Hoxie Green Team, Brooklyn, Westside, Corning, Salem, Manila. Pool B is Jonesboro, GCT, Valley View, Hoxie White, the Hoxie White squad, Forest City, GCT JV, and Marion. There'll be a pool championship game at 5:50. So cool stuff going out there at Hoxie. I think you can go and watch that. You want to see some football, you got a football craving, the 7-on-7's going on in Hoxie. Of course, going on all day. Remember the Mountain Dew Classic? They got canceled. The teams let them keep their fee. Well, they ended up giving those teams a tournament. The Mountain Dew Classic is going on. Championship games are Saturday at 6:30 for 10 and under, 7:15 for 8 and under, 7:45 for 12 and under, 14 under, and 16 and under. Going on all day also in Blytheville, the Senior Legion Zone Tourney. The game at noon is the completion between Paragould 7-Up and Batesville. That game was actually stopped in the second inning because of a power outage. So only in NEA Sports. But that'll be finishing up 4 p.m. Paragould 7-Up will be playing Blytheville if they go ahead and finish Batesville. I heard that game was 16-1 and the game was postponed. So it should be Paragould 7-Up versus Blytheville at 4. Jonesboro Reisman versus the 4 p.m. winner of 7-Up and Blytheville at 7. And then all day, of course, you've got the Open Championship, the 142nd Open Championship is going on. You know, that's great golf, watching the ball bounce around the course. It's like they're hitting it at a pool table or something. But the Open Championship, Cardinals play the Padres at 6:15 on Fox Sports Midwest. Then on Sunday, we got more Cardinals. Not a whole lot going on that day. The Cardinals, the championship day for the Open. And, of course, the Cardinals and the Padres will play at 7:15. So that does it for our preview and our recap on Sunday. That's what we have going on. So now it's time to get to your favorite, well, my favorite part. I don't know if it's your favorite part or not, but it's your favorite part of the show, your comments. It's the comments sent in by you. I hope that you guys like this portion. We get comments every week, so I'm guessing that you guys are enjoying it. And if you haven't commented before, go ahead. Anything. I know we get a lot of jokes, we get a lot of things like that, but really anything. If you have an opinion, if you have something you want to say, if you have a question you want to ask, a real good, legit question, I'll answer it. I won't make fun of you too bad. I'm sure I've gun-shied some of you away because I've made fun of just about every everybody who watches the show, but yet you still keep coming back. So anyway, but here's your comments that you left. Somebody anonymous said, Blake, what is your opinion of the Trayvon Martin situation? Boy, somebody had to bring that up, didn't they? Well, let me say this first of all. I'm not going to go too deep into it because it's a pretty deep subject, a lot of sensitivity on the issue. I will say this. I feel like the jury has spoken, and I feel like once the jury speaks, that should be it. That being said, with the issue of race, with as heated as people are getting over it, I will say this. I know this, and I'm being serious here. I know I'm not serious a lot, but I am being serious here. Here's what I know. Somebody's dead. And that's about as bad and as sad as it gets. Somebody's dead. Whether good, bad, or indifferent, one of God's children is dead. And while you may say, well, okay, this guy killed that guy, white, black, anything you want to go into, you know what? You know what else is bad about the whole thing and that we shouldn't do is be hateful to each other. And being hateful to each other, being nasty to each other is not going to fix anything. And it really is upsetting for me to see people be so nasty to each other over something. I can tell you this. Say what you want to, but somebody's dead, acquitted, none of that matters. We're God's children. God loves all of us. And the bottom line is that one of his children is dead, and the rest of his children are being hateful to each other over something. And I cannot be any more serious about that, in that, you know what, in the end of the day, black, white, yellow, orange, purple, we need to all try to live together and treat each other the way we would want to be treated, regardless of how you feel about the verdict. I don't care. I can tell you I have an opinion on it, but it doesn't really matter. I'm not going to be hateful to somebody over the way it is. So if you want my opinion on the Trayvon Martin situation, it's a terrible situation. Somebody's dead, everybody else is fighting over it. So let's try to get along and respect each other's opinions. If you have an opinion, great. But let's respect each other's opinions, and let's not be hateful with each other. Let's not be racist towards any race. No matter how you feel it comes out, let's be nice to each other. We're all trying to have fun here. So let's get back to the fun stuff. We had to get deep there for a second. I answer every question. We always put them on there. But that's my opinion on that. Okay, here, a friend says, we loved your joke you told last week. Can you tell another? Man, you're demanding. Again, last week I wore a hat and everything. You demanded a joke out of me. Can I tell another one? Let me see here. What? No. I don't have one. No, we're not telling a joke. No, sorry. And if you ask that again, I'm going to slap those legs. Slap those legs. Which, by the way, this is a good one. This is a good segue. BG's #1 fan says, last week's show was great. I have a question. Have you ever actually slapped anyone's legs? If you have slapped someone's legs, who was it? And I will tell you this. There are too many people who have reaped my leg slappings to even know. And the fact that I would get asked such a question is, do I slap someone's legs? Do you think my threats are hollow and empty? Slap those legs for that. Just slap legs left and right. I am the epitome of a leg slapper. Okay, don't forget, here, this one's from Sarah Bibbs. Don't forget about the Legion District Tournament taking place in Zenith, July 18th through the 21st. On another note, I think we're going to have to work on your joke material, haha. That was probably referring to the joke I told last week, which is a little bit off color. Yeah. You know what, Sarah? If you don't like my joke, you know what? There is a pause button on the lower left-hand corner of this screen. Click it. Thank you. No, I'm kidding, Sarah. Thank you for your comments. And, of course, we cannot forget about that. The Legion District Tournament taking place in Zenith this weekend. So thank you very much for that comment, Sarah. And you know what? If you don't like my jokes, you know what? There's a million comedians out there. But in the end of the day, I got the cool little thingy spinning around and everything like that. So, where are they? All right. So, what do we have next here? Let me look at my little thing. Okay, here, we've got something fun we're going to do today. I always love to see your comments on things. People are so hateful towards the TV station all the time. And so, here's the deal. I want to let you know that we can actually poke fun at ourselves, and I can poke fun at myself. So, since you all have so many opinions on how the station operates and everything, I've decided to come up with a list here. And this list is something I think you'll enjoy. The list is things you won't say, keyword won't, things you won't say while watching or after watching Region 8 News. Okay, so things you will not say. Number 5, we're going to go from 5 to 1, 1 being the probably the biggest thing you wouldn't say. Number 5, you wouldn't say, I watched all 30 minutes of that newscast. Yeah, we know it. We know you're not actually watching all 30 minutes of the newscast, and to be completely honest, we're only trying to keep you for 15-minute increments of it. It's a whole ratings thing that I understand that you don't. But anyway, we know you don't. Okay, number 4, I've never seen Blake wear that outfit before. Yeah, I know it. I only have like 3 outfits, and if you haven't noticed that I'm repeating them over and over and over again, well, guess what? I am, and I've only got like 3 of them. So now you'll start paying attention and you'll know that. Okay, number 3. All the titles on the screen were spelled correctly. Yeah, we know it again too. The bottom line is we're humans and we typo. And you know what? If you work in an office, if you work wherever you work, guess what? You make typos. The only difference is it's not going out on TV for 200,000 people to see. All right, number 2. I understood every word that came out of Blake's mouth during his sportscast. Yes, I do know. I know that there are times that there is gibberish. I know there's times I say things like, or like I mumble under my breath, like, or I'm like, you just left the sound went out on your computer, didn't you? Okay. And then the number 1 thing, I've never seen that story before. Oh, yeah. The producers are going to kill me for that one. Yeah, we know it. We know we repeat stories, but you know what? Sometimes not enough stories to go in there. But yeah, we know sometimes we do repeat the stories. But in the end of the day, let me say this: I am poking fun at us, but we can make fun of ourselves. And in the end of the line, in the end of the day, I work with a lot of great people, a lot of very talented individuals, and we work very hard at what we do. Chris and I work very hard at it. The producers work very hard at it. All of our managers work very hard at it, and our anchors work very hard at it. And while you may not always like what we do all the time, we don't like what we do all the time either. Trust us. And we are human. We are human. And the funny part about it is, and I always try to use this analogy, you know, you go to work wherever you work, and we're all going to make a mistake at some point throughout the day. The only difference is that when we make a mistake, everybody in the world knows it. So just try to remember it that way. But those are the things that you would not say while watching Region 8 News. Okay, thank you so much for watching this week's edition of Blake's Breakfast Club, ladies and gentlemen. As always, it's been a pleasure. Man, we've covered some deep stuff here today. We've made fun of ourselves. We've talked about hot button issues, which I typically don't like to do. So if you ever ask another hot button topic, I'll slap those legs. You know you got a leg slapping coming. All right, but that's what we have this week, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to leave a comment for next week's show, you can leave it. The information is popping up on your screen right now. And if you want to leave a comment, that's how you leave it. And of course, you can stay tuned to sports4breakfast.wordpress.com. That's the way you can keep track with everything that's going on. And there'll be a next episode next week. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And as always, keep it between the mayonnaise and the mustard. You know, I found this in the back break room, and I think everybody should get one of these. You don't really know your inner beauty until you find a plastic flower wrapped in this cute little zebra print that I'm sure somebody's very proud of. But everybody should get one of these. They really should. Smells like plastic.